What's up? So I want to make this video to clear up all the fake news and rumors. So the world knows this. It's a fact. I'm on house arrest. I've been on house arrest. I think everyone in America and everyone across the world knows. Yesterday, they allowed me to leave for work. Saw that I was on live stream with Jack Doherty.
6ix9ine's world just shook. New evidence has surfaced revealing the people behind the shocking home invasion, and what unfolded next has fans talking like never before. The situation isn't just about stolen items anymore. It's about betrayal, planning, and a message that hits far closer to home than anyone expected. And today, I'll break it all down.
Bro, we're outside right now. No security. Yeah, I go dolo everywhere. It's just my life, bro.
From the second the new footage hit the timeline, the entire scandal spiraled like a glitching live stream. 6ix9ine didn't wait for a lawyer, a PR rep, or even a moment of silence. He went full nuclear, blasting the suspects online with the dramatic flair of someone who's been betrayed one too many times. Screenshots, camera stills, old photos, and even rumored government documents. He threw everything into the digital arena like it was a WWE entrance montage. What made this moment so chaotic wasn't just the exposure itself, it was the speed of the exposure. Seconds after the clip went up, fans were already playing FBI Junior, zooming into sneaker soles, analyzing walk patterns, and matching tattoos like they were auditioning for CSI TikTok edition. And then, in a twist that felt almost too poetic, the new evidence didn't just show masked intruders, it showed familiar faces, people who once circled near 6ix9ine's world, orbiting the chaos like moons around a neon-colored sun. The shock wasn't that 6ix9ine had enemies. That's basically his entire brand. The shock was that these weren't random street ghosts. These were people close enough to know timing, patterns, the weak spots, the blind spots, the things you don't learn from a Google Maps satellite view. The internet immediately shifted its tone from wild robbery story to, oh, this was personal. And of course, in classic 6ix9ine fashion, he amplified the drama even further. He didn't just call them robbers, he called them snakes, traitors, clowns, a full circus roster. He framed the entire event like a Greek tragedy dipped in Skittles. Betrayal, exposure, vengeance. By the time the video finished circulating, the public didn't just want answers, they wanted a plot twist. And 6ix9ine? He promised one. When 6ix9ine shouted the names of the alleged robbers across social platforms, it wasn't just a call-out, it was a digital execution. Suddenly, the narrative wasn't about unknown intruders. It was about betrayal, the kind that rots from the inside. And as the details unfolded, the betrayal theme kept looping back like a cursed chorus. The new evidence suggested these individuals didn't stumble upon the opportunity. They planned it. They scoped the house. They tracked routines. They understood when the guard clocked out mentally, when the alarm system was conveniently off, and when the house dipped into silence. It was the level of insight you only gain when you've been around long enough to read the rhythm of a household. This wasn't a smash and grab. It was a symphony of violation. Fans reacted with a mix of outrage and, of course, this would happen to 6ix9ine. The rapper's life has always been a soap opera playing at 10 times speed, but dragging his mother into the chaos crossed a line the internet wasn't prepared for. Even his critics, the same ones who roast him daily, paused and said, "Not the mom."
Jack Doherty. And while he was doing that, those bandits hit his house. Have you all seen the video clippings of the dog? Most importantly, the dog that was in the house didn't even bark. It was like a sign that he knew those.
What made it sting even more was the symbolism. 6ix9ine has always portrayed himself as the unbreakable, untouchable chaos agent. But seeing people from his own ecosystem allegedly turn against him, that cracked the neon armor. Suddenly, the flashy bravado looked less like confidence and more like camouflage, a loud exterior covering deep vulnerability. And yet, 6ix9ine didn't crumble. He did what he always does, weaponized the moment. If these robbers thought they were sending a message, he sent one louder, brighter, and messier. He took their secrecy, hit upload, and slapped their reputations into the algorithm meat grinder. In a world where loyalty is already a myth, this betrayal felt biblical.
And clip this right here. Edit. I want $50,000 a month.
The moment the dust settled, the next phase of the scandal snapped into focus, the security failure. And calling it a failure is generous. This was the Titanic hitting the iceberg, except the iceberg was asleep too. The first tragic clown in this circus was the security guard. The man whose entire purpose was to protect the premises was reportedly asleep. deep enough to miss intruders gliding into the property like they were checking into a hotel. This wasn't a quick nap or a head tilt snooze. This was REM cycle betrayal, the type of sleep you only get when you're off the clock, except he wasn't. Then came the alarm system, or rather, the lack of an alarm system. Disabled, turned off, about as useful as a screen door on a submarine. Whether it was negligence or routine laziness, the result was the same: a silent welcome mat for anyone bold enough to walk through the door.
6ix9ine.
Yeah, that's a little different.
His house got apparently got robbed by 4 gunmen. His mom was held at gunpoint after doing interviews and letting the world know
Where his mom stayed.
so that he can't have armed security.
The footage investigators later reviewed didn't show a struggle or panic. It showed confidence. The intruders moved like they knew every blind spot, like they were walking through a house they'd visited before. No alarms, no guards, no resistance. Just a smooth, eerie glide through the home of one of the most controversial figures in the music world. Fans couldn't believe it. How could 6ix9ine, a man who survived cases, conspiracies, beefs, and global memes, have his mother's home protected by what amounted to an unplugged toaster? Social media exploded with jokes, anger, disbelief, and a recurring theme: who turned the system off and why. Suddenly, the word coincidence evaporated. Too many things failed at the same time. Too many faults lined up in a neat little row, and when everything collapses perfectly, it stops looking like an accident and starts looking like a setup. And that, right there, is where the suspicion intensified. Targeted terror. The moment investigators confirmed that the intruders went straight for 6ix9ine's mother's home, not his mansion, not his studio, not any location tied to his loud neon public life, the narrative shifted from robbery to targeted terror. This wasn't random. This wasn't chaos for the sake of chaos. This was a calculated emotional hit, the type of move criminals pull when they want to send a message without saying a word. And the irony? His mother has always been the one untouched part of his story. She's never been on camera, never inserted herself into his beef, never posted a shady comment under a rival's promo. She's the quiet counterbalance to his never-ending circus. But that's exactly what made the choice so cruel. You don't go after the loudest person, you go after the softest person connected to them. It's the kind of move that doesn't just hurt, it humiliates. Even inside the home, the intruders moved differently. No wild destruction, no dramatics, no vandalism. They navigated with precision, taking what felt symbolic rather than strategic. That single stolen watch, not the most valuable item, not the easiest to pawn, felt more like a calling card than a prize. Like a whispered, "We were here, we can reach you." The theft wasn't the point. The access was the point. And while fans argued online about motives, theories started swirling faster than a Tekashi rant. Was this revenge? Warning? An intimidation tactic? Or something deeper, tied to old alliances, old grudges, or someone who knew the emotional weight of targeting a mother? The emotional fallout was immediate. His mother was shaken to her core, and 6ix9ine, the man who spent years brushing off threats, mocking danger, and laughing in the face of scandal, looked genuinely rattled for the first time in a long time. The attack didn't just breach a home, it breached the illusion that his chaos was harmless. This wasn't a robbery. This was a message written in silence. Once investigators started connecting the dots, the case turned into a cascade of clues, each one more damning, more detailed, and more revealing than the last. What the robbers thought was a clean operation quickly unraveled into a trail of mistakes that practically introduced them by name. Even though 6ix9ine's home security was asleep on the job, literally, the surrounding neighborhood wasn't. Motion-activated cameras from nearby houses captured grainy but telling glimpses. Height, build, clothing, direction of arrival, direction of escape. Each small detail stacked onto the next, painting a silhouette that investigators could compare against anyone with a history in the area.
When it happens, he's like, damn, it happened, so he's gonna tighten up. But he's the type that gotta get touched first before he tightens up.
No, I can see that. I also think that 6ix9ine is at a point right now where he's kind of...
Inside the home, subtle fingerprints turned into major breakthroughs. Drawers, door frames, surfaces touched for just a second. All of it gave detectives enough material to narrow down suspects with records. Then came the shoe print outside the back entry, a pattern investigators recognized almost immediately. It wasn't a random brand, and that made it valuable, but the real plot twist came from the getaway gone wrong. The stolen vehicle used for the escape ended up crashed just blocks away, a chaotic mess that contradicted the intruders' earlier precision. Police detained individuals matching the neighborhood footage. and inside the car, stolen items from the house. Case closed, or so it seemed. Because questioning opened the door to the darkest revelation yet. The intruders knew intimate details about the property. When the guard slept, when alarms were off, where to walk to avoid creaks. That wasn't luck. That wasn't coincidence. That was inside knowledge. Suddenly, investigators weren't just looking for robbers. They were looking for a traitor, someone tied to the household or connected closely enough to leak information without raising suspicion. What began as a burglary was now spiraling into something resembling an internal betrayal storyline, the kind even 6ix9ine himself couldn't have written. Once word spread that the intruders may have had inside help, the atmosphere around 6ix9ine shifted from fear to fury. And not the loud, trolley, meme-ready fury he performs online. This was the quieter, colder version. The one that signals revenge is brewing, and someone is about to learn why Tekashi never lets anything slide. Social media fed the fire in real time. Fans flooded timelines with theories, screenshots, and threads connecting dots that may or may not actually exist. But in 6ix9ine's world, perception often becomes truth before the facts can even breathe. And as the alleged identities spread, so did the pressure on him to respond. He wasn't just being watched, he was expected to strike back. Publicly, he framed the whole situation like a war anthem. He wasn't just the victim, he was the avenger preparing his return. His online posts shifted from shock to calculation, each one carrying undertones of, "This isn't over." And if there's one thing Tekashi has proven repeatedly, it's that he thrives in chaos, especially when he can flip the narrative in his favor. Behind the scenes, sources claimed 6ix9ine began restructuring his entire security strategy. New guards, new systems, new rules, no more broadcasting locations, no more showing floor layouts. The clown show was over, replaced by something much more serious. Meanwhile, the public demanded justice, not for the rapper. Many still dislike him, but for his mother. The internet suddenly banded together in unexpected unity. You don't target someone's mom. It was the rare moment where 6ix9ine wasn't the villain. He was the son robbed of safety. And that shift, that moment of collective sympathy, was exactly what fueled the final stage of his response, the vow that this would never happen again, and that those responsible would feel the consequences. The storm wasn't ending, it was recalibrating. And that's the full breakdown of 6ix9ine calling out his robbers as the evidence exposes every hidden layer of the inside job. Do you think he reacted the right way? Drop your thoughts below and hit like, share, and subscribe for more wild celebrity scandals unfolding in real time. Before we move further, drop your thoughts in the comments on what you think of this whole situation. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.